We are not the same thing, ladies. All you strong and independents out there, those constructs, those traditions that we're gonna tear down, the patriarchy, oh, we're gonna destroy, they were put in place specifically to prevent this. You may not like it. I get how it may seem that, oh, well, just all the freedom. Guys can do whatever they want. Trust me, I get it. But most of these things that you want to destroy were built for your protection. Look, when you go out to countries like the Middle East and they have all of these rules in place, is it draconian by our standards? Yes. Is it terrifying? Is it really, like, restrictive and oppressive in many aspects and reasons, in many ways? Yes. But it also goes to prevent situations like what took place at 11 on Subway in New York. And honestly, I'm glad that, nothing more came of this. I mean, if you actually go and watch the video, which I'm not going to play here on YouTube, his meat ain't even out. Like, it was like, so there was time to get him off of how she end up in the ground. Everything that led up to this, I'd like to think would be on video as well, but no, it's just him, dry humping. So people who've had opinions, and one of the people who has a bit of an opinion is Michael Rappaport. Someone who at some point in time climbed to the top of Mount Negros and received a black card, apparently. I'm not sure, but he comments on everything from, sports and, to the police brutality. Yeah, in theaters, August 3rd. He comments on sports, and he's really, like, I've never particularly cared for him. I've never found him funny. The funniest thing I can recall him saying was his line in, was that Next Friday, where he's like, yeah, don't want your posse to come and put a 187 on my ass. That was about the most memorable thing from his career. I just remember him being in stuff. But as far as, the persona and because is he a comedian? I'm not sure. Because somebody tell me what he is in the comments. Well, he has opinions on what took place in this situation, and I feel the need to respond.
Piece of shit right here. This piece of shit on the 6th train. The 6th train in Lexington Avenue. This piece of shit knocked this woman down and started to fucking try to rape her while...
So here's the deal. One, I will completely agree that he's a piece of shit as far as, like, knocking her down and everything. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure how they ended up in that situation, so I can't particularly comment on it. But, this wigger right here can.
Motherfuckers didn't do shit. They film fucking shit.
And that's not doing something? I'm sorry, but we live in a very insane world at a very crazy time. And and what they've done is clearly made sure he wasn't able to fulfill his desires in that moment. And so, shout out to them without putting themselves in that much of a harm's way. Because at the end of the day, bro, you just never know what's going on, even in such situations, because people be doing skits and shit. Like, can we be real? Can we? There's a lot of people that go out, do pranks that, people aren't like, wait, what's going on here? And then there's also self-preservation, which I would recommend for any and everyone. Hey, if there's a way to draw attention to the situation without putting yourself in harm's way, which, pulling out your phone and start recording has had that effect in some cases. In other cases, and those are the best cases, that some people just don't care. They go by the motto, by the mantra, I don't give a fuck, and they completely wild out. So, win-win. Like, I'm sorry, not for anybody who gets injured or harmed, and I do not mean to be to come across as cavalier in terms of what the young lady went through. My heart goes out to her. Hopefully, I mean, I'm glad she's safe. I'm glad things did not progress any further. And so should, and that's the thing, Mr. Rappaport, you should be glad as well. Like, hey, shoot, it was stopped. Because if this was like, like the late 80s, the Warriors, New York, yeah, that's just a done deal. He drags her off to, saying, wherever he want to take her, and that's a wrap for her. So, good on them for being some good Samaritans. But Michael Rappaport want to see him like, oh, you did nothing. They did the smart thing right here, because ultimately you really never know. And we don't see anything that happens before the dry humping. Like, we don't particularly know how she got to the ground. And I find that really interesting, because, I mean, why would you cut that off? I mean, I assume that this person who's recording started recording long before the dry humping began. So what's up with that?
If you see something, don't do something, film it so you have good home videos. Arrest this cock sucker.
Well, I agree with you on that one, but the deal is that, sir, once again, they stopped it from going any further, which is, ultimately what we want. Don't sit there and be like, oh yeah, well, you need to jump up in and do all this other stuff. Like, he talking like real tough, real greasy, but I really don't think you that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? That's like, oh, if you want to see something, like, yeah, man, I'm gonna just jump on in. I'm gonna just beat the others. I'm not sure. Like, I mean, maybe there's stories and stuff like that of Michael Rappaport just being super G, seeing racial discrimination and just running to save people and going in like Captain freaking America, but I don't see it.
Same train that I take, that my wife takes, that my father and my mother take. Piece of shit.
And here's the thing, Mike, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad it wasn't your mother. I'm glad it wasn't you. I'm glad it wasn't your family. Like, real talk. But this much butthurt, when in reality, the folks did exactly what they should do in this type of situation, namely because of the whole prank thing. Thanks, YouTube. But either ways, yeah, ladies, a lot of the same things that you complain about are there to help you. And as we continue to, as the pendulum continues to swing when it comes to culturally, a little gratitude, a little bit of appreciation, it goes a long way. It really does. And Mr. Rappaport, I don't know who gave you a black card. Black cards aren't my thing. It's in my blood. Like, I'm a descendant, so it's in my blood, guy. Jesus Christ, calm down, man. Like, that's a whole bunch of emotion and a whole lot of estrogen and not a lot of just, thinking shit through. Either ways, guys, all the internet stuff. If you like to toss it, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. YouTube, Bitchute, and like. I'm the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from the Teespring and speak. Let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? Yeah, like, I mean, by all means, like, he's a stand-up comic. Like, I've never seen his like comedy routine. I know he's been in Hollywood for the longest. I think he's a writer, a director. I've seen he had a sitcom for a little bit there. So, I mean, some management team like really pushing him through. So, it's like, I kind of confuse him and Gary Owen sometimes. That's a joke. Either way, guys, yeah, let me know what you guys think of White Chocolate, aka Michael Rappaport, in the comment section. And am I wrong? Right? Like, am I wrong for, just, ladies, I love you to no end, but you need to recognize that these things are here. The like the fathers and the patriarchy and all these things, they're here for your protection. Either ways, let me know what you guys think in the comments, all right? And until the next one.